All right, guys. Something weird happened to me this morning, and so I couldn't sleep. And it was. I think the last I had looked at the time, it was 3:00. But I don't remember falling asleep. That's the thing.
Okay.
Just the last time I saw the time, it was.
Were
3:00.
you in your bed?
Yeah. I was laying in bed,
Okay.
and Sarah was sleeping. The dog was sleeping. I was the only one up. And so I decide, get up, maybe go get some water. Well, I start to get out of bed, and this from underneath the door in the crack, this blue. It looked like a blue light started to shine, and I'm thinking maybe a car's going by outside, and it's the headlights or something, but I don't know where the blue's coming from.
Right.
And so I walk up to the door. I turn the knob and walk out, and the light is just intense, and it's growing brighter and brighter and brighter. And I'm looking around thinking maybe it's going to wake Sarah up. Nothing. So I walk out there, to see what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And I can't see anything. Like it's just by the time I actually step out of the room, it is so bright. If I didn't know the layout of my house, I have no idea where I was.
Alex.
I take a couple of...
Alex.
Yeah.
I think I can help you out here. And I think Pat would agree with me that the bright light was all the flashing bulbs from the cameras taking pictures of LeBron James just driving past you and dunking on your face like he did with the entire Raptors team. I mean, that's probably what it was.
Canada, man.
Is blinding light.
But
Alex lives in America. That only happened to you Canadians.
It happens to everyone. You know what? There's nobody that it doesn't happen to. If ever
a sports thing, okay.
If ever you're blinded by the light, it is LeBron James dunking on your face.
You know what? You guys do your sports thing. I have my model here all ready to go.
What you making?
Today is a Sherman tank. I don't know. I'm not really a war guy, but I decided I'd just start picking at random now. So that's what I'm building.
I'm not a war guy.
Well, me and Pat got to dig into the Raptors' failure, anyways.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
What we do.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on this about the whole the direction of that team going forward. Because you got a lot of free agents.
Yeah, I don't feel good about the direction of the team going forward. This was the time. You added the piece of Serge Ibaka. I know he's not the greatest player, but I mean he was outplaying Kevin Love.
Tankin?
He was outplaying Kevin Love in a couple games, which he has to do. I don't know. It does not look good. If they couldn't even get close, none of those games were close. Not even one was close.
Yeah.
If they can't even get close to Cleveland, at least last year was the conference finals, and it was 6 games. They actually won 2 games. This was just a second round sweep this year. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't know. Because all right. 2 things I'd say kind of right off the bat is, I mean, I don't know if I'd bring back everybody, definitely. But if you're thinking about letting Kyle Lowry walk, I would just say that, I remember the last time, I thought about, a basketball team I cared about.
Me
playing
too.
with John James in the...
Shut up over there. Build your model. It's a serious
Losing
talk.
to LeBron in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I miss those days. That was fun.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe it's okay to just, take that, but also enjoy it.
Enjoy losing to LeBron?
I mean, yeah. And the other thing is...
Wait, what?
I don't
LeBron James, man.
I don't know what the direction would, what the alternative is for you guys going forward. If you just let him walk and what, Norman Powell plays there?
Nah. Well, I don't know. Powell played pretty well in the games he had to play. But, they weren't even close in the 2 home games because Lowry wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right?
Why am I building a model?
What's going on over there, Alex?
I really said, like, what really struck me, and I think this is just this Cleveland team right now, and I think they were designed this way too, is that, like, they're just they score at a higher rate.
Oh, I know. They score 120 points. They're going to score 120 points. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So hard to beat them.
There's no way the Raptors can keep up with them, or really anybody in the Eastern Conference.
No.
Like, I honestly think they were built to play whoever gets out of
play Golden State,
Wait, hold on. Something's not right.
Yeah, what's up?
Something's not right. What?
What's up, man?
What's wrong?
Why am I building a model on this show?
Dude,
why are you talking sports on this show?
You always build models when we talk sports.
Yeah. Is it?
You have
to keep talking. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just, why do I even hit, like...
You have a whole shelf of models at home, man.
That's your thing.
I'm looking at this stuff. I've never built one of these before in my life. I have no idea what this is.
I don't know, man. You've been lying to us this whole time then. Every time we talk sports, you build a model.
Alex, are you drunk?
Yeah, man. No. Are you drink? We do drink on this show. So, have you got drunk already?
What? We don't drink on this show.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we drink. I have in my hand right now a nice, cold, crisp Bud Light.
But, Dean, you don't... Wait. No, you drink... Yep, you would not drink Bud Light.
Bud Light's almost the only thing I can drink. Maybe Budweiser. I don't know. I don't like to venture out too much in the...
No, hold on. Pause it here. Something's wrong. This isn't
What's
right
up?
At all.
Dude, you know.
Okay.
You know I don't really like to venture out in the beers.
What? Pat, why are you here?
This is our podcast. What are you talking about?
Why is Pat here? We have a podcast, man.
No.
We're recording right now.
Dean, right? You and I do this show. Who's Pat?
First Last Podcast? Pat's always been on the show.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, man.
Okay, you know what? Okay, maybe...
Don't you remember The Sopranos? Pat loved the ending.
Yeah. Maybe.
What's wrong with you, man?
We die, we fade to black, man. I mean, that's better than that.
That's a quote from episode 10, Sopranos.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't...
Guy remembers only jacket shot him.
Yes.
Well... Okay, okay, all right. Do you mind if we just start the show?
Yeah, let's start the show.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. It's cool.
Okay. Welcome to the First Last Podcast with Alex, Dean, and Pat.
Dude.
Hey.
No, that's not right either.
Dude, yeah, that's not right because you never say it like that. It's welcome to the First Last Podcast with Dean, Pat, and Alex. My name is always first. I thought of this idea, man.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Dude, you're screwing this whole one up. We have a great show planned and you're just messing it up. What's going on with you?
I don't know.
All right,
you
man.
Okay, man? Like, do you need to call a doctor?
Do you know what we do on this podcast? Maybe try to explain what we do on this podcast.
Okay. All right. It's the First Last Podcast.
Yeah.
And we watched the first episode of a TV show, and we watched the last episode of a TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
And we become experts on the show because we watch those two.
Wait.
Yeah.
How would you be an expert on the show by watching the first and the last episode? Doesn't make any sense, man. We watched the first episode of a TV series, we watched the last episode, and we just rate those episodes.
No, but
how would you know what happens in between?
We don't need to watch them because we're experts. Dean,
I know I'm not an expert on this show we watched today. I don't know. That's not really. It doesn't really make any sense, man. I don't
That's what we did.
I understand. Like,
it's what we do.
It would be. It would be funny. It would be funny if that was it. But like, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
You know what? Okay, I guess we're past the opening, past all of that. Let's just. We have a show that we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes.
And before we get to that, though, we have a message from our sponsor. So give that to us.
Man, what the are you talking about?
We got a sponsor?
What are you talking about, man?
Awesome, yo. How much are we getting paid?
Yeah, we've never had a sponsor.
That's what. After we introduce the show, we have a sponsor bit with a totally real item by a totally real company. So
who's our sponsor, man?
Yeah, did you go out and get a sponsor? We've never had a sponsor before. Did you get? This is a pretty good surprise. I mean, is this why you're acting weird? Because you got us a sponsor?
It wasn't.
Is it Sunbaskets?
Was it my turn?
MeUndies?
What do you mean your turn? We've never had a sponsor on this show.
We switch. I do a sponsor. You do.
No.
Recruiter.
What's he talking about, man? Pat, what is he talking about?
Who is it?
I don't have it.
What?
Was it Coke? Was it Coca-Cola?
Why?
That's a huge sponsor.
You know what? I get, maybe I'm just off today, you guys.
Tell us about the show. Tell us about the actual show we watched. That you have to have got that clear.
Yeah. We watched. Okay, whose pick was it?
It was Pat's pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Pat's turn.
Yeah.
You know, Pat, you introduced the show. Then I'm just gonna. I need a minute.
Yeah, man. Okay. Go get some air or something.
Yeah. So. I picked the Maxx. It was a 1-season TV show, animated series that was on MTV from, I think, it was in 1995.
Yeah.
Yep.
Based on a comic book by Sam Keith.
Yeah, and it's well known. You're the comic book expert on our show, so makes sense that you picked this.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about comics sometimes too, and so. But I know that I don't know. I actually watched this when it was coming out, and I was 11 years old.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking.
So it made a huge impression on me. Honestly,
totally.
It's kind of part of why I like comics.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that when this show was coming out on MTV, I used to watch MTV when I was little. So, if this show was coming out on MTV and it played it, after school hours or something, this would have messed me up. This show
I mean, it did. Think about that. It was that, and then, Death Row Records, music videos. I'm surprised I'm not, a crazy person right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
No kidding. This show, so it's the Maxx, and it's insane. It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I don't know if I'd call it scary.
Well, it's not scary as in a horror, but if you were a child, this guy's mask is just a huge row of he looks so weird. A huge row of teeth.
Yeah, well, I don't think this is a kid's show.
No. But it's it's after school and it's on MTV. Kids put on MTV all the time.
I definitely watched, that was all I watched when I was 11 too.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay, so
yeah,
so it's based off of a comic.
Yeah.
The episode so I'm still. What is going on? Comics,
dude, just give us what happened in the first episode. We're gonna walk you through. We're gonna help you through this episode because you're having some serious trouble over there. Give us.
So wait, you guys never read the comic, right?
No, I haven't read the comic.
No. Okay.
No, I've never read the comic. Why are we? Comics is familiar, though.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You like to read comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people haven't read this. It's it's a deep cut image book. In a way. I mean, I think it has a cult following because of TV show on some level. They've reprinted it before, and recently even.
Yeah, that makes sense. I actually Googled it after I watched the show to see what the publisher was, and I was definitely shocked that it was Image. Definitely makes sense that it's deep cut Image. Yeah.
Well, I had heard of the comic before, so.
Oh yeah, you'd heard of the Maxx? Had you read any?
Oh yeah. No.
Okay.
No, I've never read any of it. But
okay. Actually, walk through. Let's talk about the show first. I have a question for you guys, though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just walk through it a bit. So what I've seen watching the first and the last, it's this guy, the Maxx, who is this super ripped guy who is in a costume, a big purple costume with these huge like teeth in the front. He lives in a box in an alley. And, oh yeah, he's got huge claws too.
Claws.
Yeah. And he lives in a box in an alley. He apparently gets dragged in a lot into jail because in the first episode he fights some muggers. And he ends up getting pulled into jail, and the cops kind of know who he is. I guess the purple outfit gives him away. They would remember him. But they know.
I love how they pick him up, and they got him in the car. They're going back to the station, and the one cop turns to the other and says something about, "Wasn't there a girl out there too being mugged?" It's like I didn't see. If she would have been there, we would have seen her, right?
Yeah. He was just like basically protecting a woman being mugged, but he gets dragged in. But the thing about this show is that the Maxx fades in and out between two realities. So one is the one where he lives in the box in the alley, and the other one is in like some weird version of Australia, where where he's like he's got like blonde hair. He's still in the purple getup, but he's got like this blonde hair, and he's like a warrior or something, and he's protecting like the cheetah princess or something. It's wild. It just bounces back and forth, and they're only 11-minute episodes, so it's very short. So it's very hard to like grasp on what is going on.
Well, not for us though, because we've watched the first and the last now, so we know.
Dude, I watched the first and the last. I have no idea what was going on. The last episode was even tougher to understand because there's this flash in and out from these different worlds where the Maxx is in this different worlds, but then also this girl, what's this girl's name? Does anyone remember?
Julia?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Julia, who's also in the two worlds.
Different worlds?
Yeah. Well, maybe different timelines, or I think it's different dimensions. Anyways, so the Maxx is in both of them, and Julia's in both of them. And they're talking, like in the last episode, they both know about them, and they're talking to each other about them. And it seems like one of them is the imagination of the other one.
Right. She's dreamed him.
She's dreamed him up in her world, but he's dreamed her up in his world. I don't know. I couldn't get this. I couldn't understand what was going on. It was really tough for me to understand.
Well, okay, so there's also Mr. Gone. So
yeah,
he's
Mr.
the
Gone.
Villain.
Yes, Mr. Gone knows that there's these two worlds that both of them are jumping back and forth in, and he just wants to let it play out and have a little fun with them.
Right, because if they stay together, because they each, okay, so in the crummy city world, Julia protects the Maxx, but in Pangea, the Maxx protects Julia.
Yeah.
And so they have this like almost like symbiotic relationship together. And if they stay together, then everything will be destroyed. So she like has to leave.
Okay.
Different world.
Yeah.
Different.
Pat.
It must. I think it's very difficult to ascertain, like,
as
what happened.
As someone who has seen it all, like you, as someone who has seen it all, do you know, like, kind of what's going on?
Yeah, I know everything.
Oh, you do know everything. Okay, see,
I've seen the whole series.
Yeah, I could not. So it is explained throughout the whole series. I could not grasp it from watching the first and the last.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, what I said was right?
Okay. What was your thing again? The whole world
was like Julia had constructed that world, and he got sucked into that world. He was just a nobody, and he got sucked into it.
Kinda, yeah.
No, that's what it is. I've watched the first and the last now.
I don't know how you got that from the first and last. Pat, tell us what it actually is going on.
Well, that's kind of it, is that like she has this sort of like she's the entire like the premises is that she's experienced some kind of trauma in her past.
Okay.
And so like deep within her psychosis exists or like is a conduit to the other plane, which is the Outback. And she realizes that, and because of that, she is like, I have to move on because I can't. Well,
because as a little kid, her family took a trip to Australia and she was attacked by rabbits, and that's why he looks kind of like a rabbit. And so that's where that idea came from.
That can't be true.
It is. I'm telling you, I've watched the first and the last.
Is that true, Pat?
She's not attacked by a rabbit.
No, dude, stop stop confusing.
That's the hands coming up out of the.
Stop confusing the listeners, man. Just let Pat explain what happened. Pat knows, he's seen it all.
A lot of them are viewers too.
No, it's a podcast, man. They're listeners. Why would they be viewers? How could you view us?
Well, we put it on YouTube.
No, we do not. Anyways, yeah, I enjoyed watching these two and having like not really knowing kind of what was going on. It was kind of kept me on my toes, but definitely at the end, I couldn't really piece it together. I thought maybe
there's no way.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was something like, I actually thought it could be that she was one of them. I'm not sure. One of them was just about to die and had invented this place. I actually thought it was Maxx who was about to die and had invented these places, because at the end he kind of walks into the light and takes off his whatever costume and like becomes a greenhouse guy. So,
but it's when they separate. Mr. Gone had told him he'd see his own what do they call it? Other world. That's not what they call it. Outback. He'll see his own Outback, and that was his Outback. That his fantasy world is he's a gardener.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he was in hers as this warrior to protect her, but then when she left, he got his own, which was this gardener.
Right.
Yeah, that makes kind of sense. That doesn't really. Yeah, I thought he was just like I thought one of them was dying and had to just like move on. Like this was like the last. This was just what they were viewing right before they died, but that is clearly incorrect.
No.
Yeah, because this one's really tough to decipher after watching just those two episodes.
I don't know. I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah, you're clearly off, though, man. It was not rabbits. Anyways, Pat, you had a question for us.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was more. I wanted to see how you guys got the like how much from watching just the first and last you got sort of the concept of like parallel realities.
Yeah,
being like a central conceit of the TV series.
Yeah, I totally got like the parallel realities, just not quite why they were there. Like which one was real, which one wasn't. I for sure thought the Outback was not real and that the alley was real, but then kind of in that last episode, it's leaning towards that the alley part isn't even real. Like the other world isn't even real. So it was very confusing for me by the end.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe this world isn't real.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Why is that funny?
Maybe that's it, Alex.
Yeah, man.
Just laugh.
All right, back to the show.
Yeah, I mean it's funny to me how it when we talk about like Image Comics sometimes, like how in some ways it feels a lot like the early Image Comics with all those like superhero outfits and you know what I mean? Shit like that. But then how much
it seems like we're talking about nothing but comics.
Well, it's a show from a comic. What do you want?
We're gonna talk about comics this show, man. Get over it.
Yeah. But I was gonna say like how it's like that, but then also like sort of the modern Image that we know today. You know, in terms of having those really out there narratives that you could only do in a comic book, even though they try to do it on an animated show, and I guess it works.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
like the animation style.
Yeah, I really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked how it was like a comic book, right? Like it was
a hodgepodge of different styles.
Yeah.
All rolled into one.
Oh, like the panels and stuff kind of fading into each other and like colliding. I thought it was really cool. Like,
they definitely do a good job of creating like what looks like a panel.
Yeah, because there's
like
something
what looks like a comic book page on the screen.
Yeah, there's something that a comic brings that a TV show can't, right? And this show tried to find the best of both worlds. Tried to let you watch the show, but also brought in some aspects that a comic lends itself to. It was pretty cool. Yeah. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too. I love the way everything looks too.
Yeah.
Sort of based on his drawing. That was one of the first superheroes I ever drew too.
Oh, Maxx. Cool.
Yeah, I could actually draw like correctly.
Yeah. Did you get the big teeth right?
Yeah, it's easy because it's all just like
lines.
Big lines, yeah.
It looks crazy, yeah. He looks scary, man. He scared me.
Yeah.
He also has gigantic feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like right at the beginning, like just talking about the comic style, like right at the beginning where they show the alley and then they kind of go like zooming in on the box and then they go switch to his like point of view inside the box, what he's watching. It was really cool. Again, it just felt really comic-y. It felt like I was reading a comic book. Which is comics. It's a good
comics.
it's a good take.
Nothing but comics. Nothing.
It's a good take on a show.
Nothing but
Alex, shut up. I'm trying to talk. It's a good take on a show that is based on a comic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. It made it unique too.
I love that part too where it goes black a little bit in the alley before you see and you just see their eyes or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
If you watch the rest of the series, you kind of get like that. That takes on like a more of a meaning.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this is, I don't know. Like this show is weird. Like it's very 90s. Like I wouldn't say it's like the best show ever or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't really. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's exactly. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite childhood cartoon that would bring me if I watched this as a child.
No, nothing but comics. That's no. That's the show we do nothing but comics.
What?
Okay.
Pat, we have a podcast called Nothing But Comics.
Yes, we have a podcast. We're recording it now. It's called The First Last Podcast. Could you stop screwing it up?
Yes.
Just talk about the show, man. Just stop it.
I don't have time to do a comics podcast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do First Last, man. TV series. TV's where it's at right now.
We do 2.
2? We do not have time for 2 podcasts.
That does seem like it would take up a lot of time.
It would take up a lot of time. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on the show, Alex? You're just sitting over there mumbling to yourself. Do you have any thoughts on the show? Yeah,
I actually really enjoyed it. I had a fun time. It was really it was more thought provoking than a lot of other cartoon series, animated series can be.
Yeah,
especially ones that are 11 minutes long.
That's a good point.
That's usually like the length of like a Tom and Jerry episode.
Yeah.
We should probably, I think that you should say too, like, this is not for kids.
No.
Like, at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not for kids at all.
That girl at the beginning is not only getting mugged, I'm pretty sure they're going to rape her too.
Oh, for sure. And like, okay, so the social worker is dressed extremely provocatively, and
she's basically walking around with like panties and then like jeans,
almost like assless jeans, but they're jeans.
Yeah, it was weird.
Jeans.
Yeah, her like butt is hanging out all the time, and she gets like super offended when people bring it up, which I like. I think that's funny that she gets super offended when people criticize what she's wearing. She did
I like
have
the part where she's like, "Yeah, but you're still, sleeping on this blanket," and he's like, "I like my blanket."
Yeah, it's like you still have a vomit covered blanket, and he's like, "I like this blanket." Yeah, but in the finale, she actually had pants on. So
yeah, it's actually only that egregious in that episode. Like,
I don't know. Like in the last episode, her top was, I think, just above the nipples.
I mean, it's still egregious.
Yeah. Yeah, her top got a little rised up, but she put pants on.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, this TV show, probably not for everybody. Like, they deal with themes of, like, sexual assault and things like that.
Yeah.
I'd still say, though, check it out. Try the first episode.
If you have the tolerance for it, then
it's 11 minutes. Try the first episode. If you don't like it, don't watch anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I wouldn't say that on it because I've seen the whole series. So I'm literally saying that for like someone if you don't want to see that in a show for some reason, like shouldn't watch this one. Definitely not.
All right, let's get into Hero or Zero.
Okay.
Or Hero and Zero. Hero and Zero.
Yeah, we have Hero and Zero. We have not many characters to choose from.
Right.
Yeah.
So we might all get very similar answers on this.
So, Pat, because you picked the show, let's have you go first.
There you go.
All right. So, I mean, the hero is obviously Julie because she, like, walks away from, like, she... sacrifices, makes a sacrifice, so it's not like a toxic situation anymore.
Right. At the end, yeah.
Yeah. And the Zero is the robber that's like tiny and is all like, ugh, gold coins.
Yeah.
At the beginning before like he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, he follows that gold coin down the alley right to the box. Where
that was a great scene too, where the like lighting seemed to follow the coin as it rolled.
It was really cool, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I really like the animation on this show. It's very cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's something different, that's for sure.
Reminiscent of the comic, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Who's that the creator and artist Sam Keith, like his style is completely singular to himself.
Yeah, now
so
is the art on the TV show done by the same artist as the comic?
I don't.
Oh, I doubt it.
You doubt it? Okay.
It's based usually on it, though. It is
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They try and play off of that style, but
okay. It's not.
I don't think.
Wouldn't think
no,
I'm
that
trying
doesn't
to
really
look
translate
right
well.
now. Yeah,
like comic artists and.
Well, I mean, no, like Jack Kirby was an animator, like a lot of those guys were from back in the day,
right?
Like early on. So, but I don't know if they show him actually having worked in any of the art on the series.
Yeah, Pat, as the comic expert on this show,
yeah.
Do you know how long the comic run was for the Maxx?
35
yeah, I believe that's correct.
35 issues?
I have Wikipedia pulled up right now.
Okay, cool.
35.
Okay. And so this show was 13 episodes. Was it?
It's the first arc. It's like the first
it's the first arc. Okay, so like the first 5 or 6 issues?
6 issues.
6 issues was 13 episodes? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can actually get into more of the story if you want to go into the comic.
It was published by Image Comics and then actually DC for a while because it was part of Wildstorm, which got sold to DC Comics. And then,
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it went out of print, and then IDW now puts out these big hardcover editions that also have more coloring too.
Yeah.
I definitely want to check out
the
comic now.
Yeah, it's good shit. I like it.
Okay, so I'll go Hero and Zero. And so we don't have many to choose from, and I don't want to go exactly with what Pat said, even though Julie is clearly a hero, I think, by the end. But I'm going to go with Vomit Blanket Guy as my hero, because he just rocks that blanket. He doesn't care that it has vomit on it. He likes it. He's going to stick with it. He
don't judge.
He shows up with a vomit blanket and still has the nerve to criticize his social worker on what she's wearing. So he's got the edge. I like blanket guy. I like vomit blanket guy. I don't think he has a name.
He's got some kind of confidence, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know the answer to any question that he's supposed to answer, because he's taken a whatever. Is he taking a quiz to be a citizen or something?
No, he was like, she's a social worker, so he's just there to talk to her.
Oh, okay. Like, is he trying to get an apartment or something? Aren't you talking to a social worker for a reason? Like, to try to get something?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's necessarily to try to
apply for something?
Get something.
Not necessarily?
Yeah,
okay.
It could just be like, I have problems.
She asked him what he would do if he was lost in an airport, and he said he's never been in an airport before. It's a great answer. If you haven't been in an airport, don't try to make it up. Just be honest.
Hey.
Yeah, so he's my hero. I'm going to go with 0 as the Mr. Gone, because he apparently knows what is going on to these two people, and he just wants to stand by and watch them suffer. They don't enjoy traveling between these two times. I mean, I don't know who would enjoy traveling between like two different dimensions. It would just be really confusing when you get pop into one or pop back to the other. So I don't like that Mr. Gone. It would be really confusing if you're popping in one timeline and in the other, and every time it would like fade and you go to the other one, or fade and go to the other one. He's like, the Maxx is super confused. He doesn't even know why he's there. And Mr. Gone knows what's going on, and he's not saying anything to the Maxx.
Right, because if someone could tell you what's going on, they should.
Yeah. And like Mr. Gone isn't even doing that. He's just letting it go. He's letting them suffer. He's letting the Alex suffer.
What?
He's letting the Maxx suffer. So, Mr. Gone is definitely my 0.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, okay. My hero is, I actually really like the Maxx, as complicated as he is, because by the end, he's still kind of, he's a little bit selfish in the end.
Okay, yeah.
In that he wants her to stay, but it also might be selfless in that if she does stay, he gets like destroyed. So he's really complex to me, whereas most of the other characters seem pretty straightforward.
Okay.
And so he's my hero, and my 0 is actually the 2 cops from the first episode.
Right.
They're absolutely useless.
Yeah.
they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Other than take the Maxx, who was just trying to help the lady who was being mugged.
Yeah.
So what's that line? Do they say something like, "Oh, fish, like how this guy smells"?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're my 0. Now let's get into ratings. Dean, you go first.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that I do enjoy about this show. So I enjoy the animation of it. I enjoy how it looks like a comic. I enjoy that it's very adult oriented. So it wasn't a greatest show that I'd give a very high rating, but you know, it's a 6.5 for me. I think it's right in that range.
No, Dean, we don't do 0.5s.
What are you talking about?
We don't. That's a rule. Is that we don't do 0.5 rate.
What are you talking about, man? I gave a 5.7 to Jag like 2 weeks ago.
Pat always uses the points, always uses the decimal places in his ratings.
But that was a rule that we have. No point and 0.7.
What?
Jag?
We talked.
When did we talk?
We talked about this when we first started
when
the show.
Did we talk Jag?
We talked about this when we first started the show. That we could have decimal ratings because a 1 to 10 scale is too restrictive. There's so many TV shows out there. We're just going to rate on a 1 to 10 scale. Oh,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give my rating. I need to
be
done here.
Give your rating.
I enjoyed the show for all, you know what? I'm just going to I'm giving it, I'm going to give it a 6. I don't care at this. It gets
6
a 6.
even, like 6.0.
6.0, yes.
6.0, okay, wow.
That's what we do.
That's a round number right there.
You're like those like Russell Westbrook MVP people, like three round numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Okay, you know what? Okay. Dean, you gave it a 6.5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6. Pat, I guess it's your turn. So if you're rating 1 out of 10 with every possible combination in between, what would... Wait. What the hell? You guys, the blue light is back. It's back. I can't see. What the hell? It's gone. I think I'm going crazy, you guys. We need to end this show. Pat, what are you going to give it?
Dude.
What's your rating?
Dude, why are you trying to talk to Pat? It's first last.
Because it's his turn.
No, first last, man. It's just you and me. Pat's not on this podcast. We're doing the NBC one after this. He's not even on the call yet. It's first last podcast with Alex and Dean.
No, but he was just here.
You okay, man?
I was the one who said that. I was the one who said that he shouldn't be here, and then he was here. You were there.
Yes, I've been here. Yes, I've been here the whole podcast. Are you okay?
Patrick picked the Maxx.
We watched the Maxx. I gave it a 7. You gave it a 6. You okay?
You gave it a...
You know
what?
We should probably just end it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's end it.
Let's get out of here.
I say that.